All right, hello. How's it going, Bingothon? This is the Battle for Bikini Bottom Any Percent Blackout Bingo match between Crawfish and Curtis. Today on commentary, it's me, Jackalaka, and my friend Square.
Hi, guys.
Yeah. So basically, like Battle for Bikini Bottom is a 3D platformer from the early 2000s in the similar style of Mario 64, with the main collectible of the golden spatulas. There's 75 in the game, which we're going to be collecting in an any percent run, along with getting all 25 objectives on the bingo board. So yeah, ready to count down whenever you are.
All right, yeah, I'll count them down. On go. 3, 2, 1, go.
And we're off.
And we're off.
Let's go. Yeah, so the thing about battle that is going to make it difficult to route for bingo is the fact that there's toll gates like before each of the levels, which has a spatula count that you need to achieve in order to enter it. So the amount of levels we can actually access right now at the beginning of the run is pretty limited. So it's going to play it very similar to like the any percent and hundo routes that you see from typical like RTA speedruns. And so they might just like have slight changes where they go for stuff like extra socks, which can be handed into Patrick as a way to get extra spatulas and stuff like that. Because there's some really we have to get like 75 spatulas before the end of the game, so there's going to be a lot that we're going to be collecting through this route.
Yeah, pretty much exactly. You're just the runners are going to be, with whatever chances they get, taking a look at the card and figuring out which of these objectives are going to be close to what they have to do anyway to get through the beginning of the game. And once we get past the second main boss fight is whenever you'll see the route really start to open up.
Yeah, and like as far as we've just been like mentioning the route so far, but we already just did like a huge glitch in the game, which is Hans disable. Normally, when you try and go out of bounds in areas, the hand from the Spongebob like TV show will take you out of the level and like place you back in bounds. But by entering a loading zone while Hans is on screen, it effectively disables him for the rest of the run. Until you like stand out of bounds for too long, which allows you to access a lot of extra areas, which you'll see right here. This is actually a variation called save game glitch, where it completely allows you to go out of bounds. And so this is actually like, oh yeah, you go, Square.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so the thing, there's like two different types of out of bounds in this game, and that's an important distinction to make when you're talking about disabling the hand, because if you look at Curtis's screen right here, he's walking out on this out of bounds sand, and normally if you're on this sand, SpongeBob would be laying on the ground, and after 2 seconds of being on that sand, you'll get grabbed by the hand and respawn. But the game doesn't allow the hand to come out if the game is currently saving, which is what this glitch is doing. And there's other types of out of bounds that are meant to instantly grab you whenever you touch that area. Those out of bounds are going to be completely disabled for as long as the hand is disabled, and you'll be completely free to roam around in those areas.
Yeah, and it just like overall gives us like much more possibilities for what to do with the route. And you can see that there's like a huge difference in where they are right now, because you can see that Craw is trying to get some early game spatulas in jellyfish fields. Like if we look at the board, we got like Jellyfish Rock all socks. So that's like the first area in Jellyfish that like they got to get socks from. The first one they got was Cowabungie, and then they'll have to get the rest probably when they get a cruise boost after 40 spatulas. So yeah, just getting these early ones out of the way is a pretty solid like tactic for any percent bingo.
Right. And so what Curtis has just done here by walking out of bounds for all that time is he has now completely skipped the first boss fight temporarily. Due to the nature of the run, he will need to go back to fight that boss once he has enough spatulas to enter, because that's how you unlock the abilities. But the reason why we skip it is because there are other spatulas in these second and third hub worlds that you can obtain early without powers, and it's actually faster to go get them now instead of later.
Yeah. Yeah, because like SpongeBob's Dream, like as Square said, like you can do most of those spats without having to get the powers that you would acquire from defeating like Poseidon, or like the Robo Sandy and Poseidon and Robo Patrick in Industrial. But like maximizing the amount or like minimizing the amount of time spent without the powers is like key in like on the fly routing in 90% bingo. But
and
like
sorry.
Ooh, Craw got like second try RSS
nice.
there. That's really good.
Yeah. So what Crawfish is doing is the alternative to what Curtis did with the save game glitch. And Jack, I think you're pretty qualified to speak on that trick.
Yeah. So like RSS was a trick that was only really used in a like category extension called 16%, where it acts as if like the final boss of the game is Robo Sandy, who's the first boss. So like by doing Robo Sandy skip, it allows us to get to Hub 2 really quickly in the run. And over time, we realized that over like the time of like finding new tricks, it was theorized that it would be fast in the route after SBA was discovered, because you'll see both runners do SBA. It's basically a trick that allows us to get around 50,000 shiny objects really quickly. Shiny objects being like the main currency in the game, and that's like we have to do that after beating the first boss fight, like Poseidon, because we need the bubble bowl. And so like we try like if we're trying to get past early game as quickly as possible, doing RSS allows us to get really quick spatulas early on, making the route a lot faster. So that was probably like a really jumbled explanation. There's a lot of history there with that trick that I tried to condense into like a minute explanation. But you can see that both runners are in Dream, which is a level which you normally are intended to enter after getting like 40 spatulas.
Yeah, and if the order of the menu is to be believed, this should be the last level that you play from a casual perspective.
I guess they just like don't expect you to just stand on it and enter the trigger. Like it just, it's totally unassuming. But yeah, you can see like a lot of these are really quick spatulas that we can get. So basically, we should probably explain like damage boosting in this game, because it's a very important trick. So like you can see that or you probably saw Curtis get like damaged by that oil guy and just make that huge leap across Dream. So basically, like that's an example of
Curtis is doing it now.
Yeah.
That already did it.
Okay, yeah. I forgot like the order of the multi-twitch. But yeah, you can see what Curtis just did there. Like you can get damage there, and there's enough frames to where you can input a bash, which is one of SpongeBob's like abilities at the start of the game, and you can just like make it over huge barriers. That's like oil skip.
Yeah.
And then you want to explain like Sandy's Dream in this route?
Oh yeah, so this is a pretty interesting trick. Basically, what you see is what's happening here is, first of all, this is only possible since the hand is disabled, and that's a pretty common thing with most tricks you'll see in this game. But what Crawfish is doing here is jumping up and underneath that little part of the acorn there to hit just this very small area of there's an invisible checkpoint on top of the acorn, and it's like a sphere, and there's just a little bit of that sphere that pokes out under the bottom there. And so if you jump in that specific spot, you can actually activate that checkpoint and then go die and respawn on top of the nut, skipping the entire slide.
Yeah, and like because that's that was weird. That can happen sometimes where like Craw's going for the box like bash method of doing forbidden. That was a trick that was actually used way back in like 2013 runs of this game, and just kind of fell out of use. But people found that it was like a lot faster than we thought, so it was brought back after like part 1 of Shift's documentary. Like people just like rediscovered the strat from that.
Yeah.
And then you can see like Curtis doing the alternative.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, the thing about that alternative is that jump spacing is actually very tight, but it's it's still it's what most people do. I'm sure you'll get it no problem this time.
Yeah. Yeah, because normally what you're supposed to do is hit that paddle wheel with a bubble bowl, which activates like a bouncing ball that you can like roll over to here to get enough space, but you can like barely make it with a fully spaced double jump. And yeah, that was still pretty solid. Not too much time lost from doing it second try. And now both of them are going to Goo Lagoon.
Yeah, so we'll see another big sequence break coming up here soon.
Yeah.
Which we can talk about shortly, but Goo Lagoon is another really important level in this speed run, and you'll see that we actually come back to this level multiple times throughout the run, because different parts of the level are either not possible without certain powers or just faster with some of the powers. And so that's one of the really interesting parts about routing this game, is finding out what parts of which level to do at what time.
Yeah, and it's also like worth noting like the layout of this level. It kind of wraps around to the end, so that like platform off in the background on cross stream, that's the end of the level. And by doing a trick called Sponge Glide, which he's setting up right now, you can actually glide all the way across the ocean, and just like it always looks just so dumb to like someone watching. It's like it just we don't even like really understand how it works, but it just like stops your vertical momentum, keeps you in place, and you can store the horizontal momentum to glide over.
Yeah. So this is the sequence break that I alluded to.
Yeah. Because like the benefit of doing the level backwards is that there are these like teleport boxes that you can use to streamline like movement through the level. There's two in each area, one at the start and then one at the end. If you enter the one from the end, the first one is already unlocked, and so you can like skip basically like all of Pier, like Crawfish just did, and basically unlock both sides without ever having to do any of the like movement throughout the level. So like that'll be a common theme through a lot of the levels, like rock bottom. Like we'll just like depending on what their route is. I don't know if they're going to do like bathroom boost if they need any spats there, depending on what they do, but we'll see.
The other thing about sequence breaking levels like this is that in the pause menu you can warp to any spatula objective.
Oh yeah.
And so that objective is, the warp is meant to be at the beginning of the challenge or whatever it is. But if you're able to sequence break, and like you said, like you saw here with Crawfish, he just walked into this area and there's a spatula waiting for him. If you grab that spatula, it unlocks it in your pause menu so that you can warp back to wherever that challenge starts, which isn't being used right now in this example, but you will see that later in the run. And actually, you already saw it. Well, you saw half of it.
Yeah.
The very first spatula that these runners got was an example of this, called Cowabungie. Actually, I guess Crawfish did use it, but you can grab that spatula early and then warp halfway to up the level very quickly, like that. So that's just another big consequence of sequence breaking and stuff, is that once you break the sequence, you can very quickly get back to the beginning of it.
Yeah. Also, it is worth noting that literally like none of these objectives they can actually finish in early game, so they're gonna have to like wait until they get the bubble bowl to at least do like some of them. Yeah, a lot of these like kelp forest all spats, that's kind of brutal.
Yeah, that'll be fun to watch though.
Yeah.
Kelp Forest is known to be a very technical level in 100%, and you'll be seeing a very similar version of it when you have to get all the spatulas.
Yeah, it's like I'm just like looking at this. Like, there's a lot of like all socks and all spats in the sub areas, which is like they've already gotten a good amount of like Goo Lagoon socks, which is good for this route, and like there's some ones that are on the way. Like top of the lodge won't be too difficult to get, and like top of the computer room is like basically required in the route. But you know, yeah. So this is the Poseidon boss fight that they're both entering. Everyone always like hates on this level. I really like it. It's like a nice like chill area before the madness of mid game. But yeah, I'm just trying to think of what I think they're both just gonna go immediately to SBA after this because, like,
Yeah,
I'm pretty
probably.
sure. Yeah,
They might hit Tree Dome if one of them hasn't done it yet.
yeah. Craw didn't do it. He just went straight for Rollbuck, the madman.
But yeah, this fight is. I mean, if you've ever seen it before, it's which we're assuming most of you haven't. It can be kind of interesting with the manipulations that the runners are doing because they're all walking into very specific spots to lure Robo Sandy to walk towards certain locations to trick her into going into the exact like railing that you want her to go into to make the fight optimal. But that exact thing is also sort of the downfall of the boss fight because it leads to the exact same thing every single time with very little variation or challenge. So
Yeah.
that's
like
the issue most runners have with the fight.
Yeah, and so like the only optimization you can have like besides the manipulations is just when to ground pound and then like bash in phase 3. So you know, but you know, in 16% when it's like the final boss fight, it's pretty intense.
I see someone in chat asking about what a sequence break is. I'm not sure how long ago they asked this, but a sequence break is basically whenever you do a sequence of events, like the order of a level that you do it out of order, basically. So with Goo Lagoon, by going straight to the end of the level and working backwards, that's considered to be a sequence break.
Wow,
yeah.
I've never seen such an electrifying match.
Sorry,
this game has a lot of those.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think the first one they're going to be able to get off is like clear bumper boats. That's an easy one. And then all stocks, they just have to get Duplicatotron, and then like the one on top of food and drinks. Are they missing one? Oh, they have to go for Wakatiki. I think they're both gonna go for it in mid game with just like Bubble Bowl. I prefer Cruise Bubble.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure. I know Crawfish does. I think Curtis also knows the Wakatiki mid game strat that's used in 100%. Which, if that occurs, we can explain more. But it involves dodging checkpoints to manipulate your respawn, which is actually a fairly unique strat outside of the context of niche categories like Warpless.
Yeah, shouts to Warpless, by the way. We were talking about it earlier in the practice run.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we are seeing a tree dome again.
Alright, 219, pretty solid tree dome from Craw. A little bit of a like routing difference because Curtis did that earlier, but you know you can see that Craw has a lot more spatulas, which is gonna help.
The tree dome level is one of the only instances of RNG in the game. That and the other robot fights segments, but I bring that up because although there is RNG, it's usually very minimal. You know, a difference of just a few seconds at most. So we are fairly lucky in that regard that we can usually get very consistent segments as long as we play well.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, I thought Curtis was going for it as Patrick. Like, what? But yeah, I guess that movement does save time. Yeah, so this is the SBA trick that we were talking about earlier, because there's like a skee ball machine in like Goo Lagoon Pier, and there was a trick that was discovered where if you get two stone tikis to be right on top of each other in the 30, shiny object hole, you can basically get a bubble bowl stuck in between them, and due to the like geometry of the tikis and the hole, it basically like oscillates back and forth up to like 30 times a second, like entering and exiting the trigger to like continually get you like 30 shinies, and it can be used to like basically get all of the Mr. Krabs spats really quick. Oh,
Yeah,
Curtis is doing a throw there.
SBA stands for shiny object abuse.
Yeah.
Ski ball abuse.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was like, wait, that's not right. Ski ball abuse.
Any specific tech that applies to bingo instead of regular speedruns? That's a good question.
I was about to bring that up.
Yeah, there isn't really too much, except for the fact that it is faster to re-enable the hand occasionally, which you can do by like. Oh, I think Curtis got a frame perfect SBA. That's pretty hype.
It's good to me.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure whose audio is being used, but that might be fairly loud. It is.
Yeah, because it's playing that. It's playing that. Like shiny object, like audio, like 30 times a second.
Exactly.
So it's like it can be quite loud.
As a runner, you get used to it, but it can definitely be jarring if you if you're new to it.
Yeah.
Luckily, it will all be over soon. To sort of continue with that previous question, though, I would say that the sort of more unique part about bingo here is just, being on your feet with the routing, learning when you should reorder a segment.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
You'll see like differences in movement. Like normally later in the run in Flying Dutchman's Graveyard, it'd be like basically like required in the any percent route for you to hit the goo tanker, like faucet and like stop it from flowing. But instead, like if the only like thing you need to get is like destroy the robot ship, which is later in that level, you can instead do a bash like straight over to the platform where the oil slick is, and just stuff like that, like optimizations and movement that you normally wouldn't be able to avoid in like a regular speed run. Yeah, but that's like really all I can think of. There's not too much differences in the strats. Also, that was kind of synced. Yeah, like on my end, the saving game wheels going up and down at the same time.
This is, as you can see, what's happening here. This is the Wakatiki mid-game strat. So when the runners were going to set up the SBA trick, you would have noticed. Really you would have noticed that they sort of went out of the way to jump down into this platform as Patrick, and that actually hit an invisible checkpoint. And from that point, they were careful to avoid all the checkpoints until they died, so that they would respawn right here by the challenge to get the sock.
Yeah, and with that, two boxes on the board for each of them. Yeah, definitely next they're going for Sandy's Dream All Spats, or at least Craw. I'm curious if Curtis is going to do the same. Oh, he's going to Shady Shoals.
Interesting.
So that
I'm guessing
trades early.
Yeah, and then maybe go into like Murmulator to do like top computer run. Although he'd just have to like skip funnel machines, which is probably a good strat. Also, really cool damage boost coming up from Craw. If you get damaged by the turret thing, we don't really have a name for that, but like you can store that momentum in the swinger. Using the lasso and just like get a huge momentum boost over to the Texas Manor challenge.
Yeah, basically the damage boost momentum is not removed until you touch the ground.
Yeah, ooh, that was actually kind of a cool damage boost. Oh, some adversity.
Okay, so Crawfish is going to be grabbing an extra pair of underwear here for safety, which turned out to be a good plan.
Go for the tartar sauce first.
These fodders can be very brutal. Oh
my
no!
God, oh no. Okay, yeah, Curtis is going to Murmulator.
Got one more underwear here.
Yeah, it's like you can use the lasso. Yeah, there we go.
At this point, I'm not sure if that was fast. I think taking the death and using the backup strat would have been better.
That was still like pretty hype though. I was not expecting him to live there.
It was very
without
tense.
like playing it very safe. Also bingo. Okay, I got the bingo sync back up. But yeah, that's another. Oh, okay. I was like, where's it going? Yeah. So
yes.
I feel like since he was going down there, he might go for Sand Mountain. Actually, I don't know if he'd have enough spatulas by then. You need 30 to get into Sand Mountain to get top of the lodge.
I didn't see how many he had when he warped, so
yeah, he might have like 29.
The menus or the text boxes are being closed too fast for me to read the pricing.
Yeah. Actually, I think he'll have enough because he can do Shady Shoals first. And
True. Yeah. Okay. So that might be what's happening. Do we have top of the lodge is a Sand Mountain spatula.
Oh, he just like has 30. All right. 31.
Yeah.
Wow, I was not paying attention to the spat count. Alright.
Flounder Hill all spatulas. That'll be a fun segment that you will see in late game.
Yeah, I wonder if either of them are gonna go for SM1C for the fans. Like that would be hype. Although I don't know if they're going for it. Because if it was like Flounder Hill like or like if Flounder Hill like Sandman sock, like we get to see it. But...
I think we'll at least see Crawfish pull out the LCB because I know that he usually does that, which is half the fun anyway.
Yeah. Actually, wait.
Is there any really obvious Sand Mountain stuff for mid game though, besides top of the lodge? Even though that's a bit better late. So it looks like I might be on my own here. I think we lost Jack. Or Jack's muted. Okay. I'm sure this will be resolved shortly. So yeah, one trick you're seeing here from Curtis, what you just saw, was another sequence break called Murmulator Slide Skip. Murmulator Slide Skip. By building momentum on the side of that slide, but by getting stuck on the side of the slide, you can build momentum without actually going down the slide, and then you can jump to the edge of it and use that momentum to coast straight into the loading zone for the prawn boss fight, which is normally only accessible after you've completed the rest of the level.
I'm back. What did I miss?
Not too much. I was just a little confused for a few seconds.
Okay, yeah.
Here's the slide skip trick again on Crawfish's end, and Crawfish. Oh, I think he did that on purpose. I don't think he is doing prawn like at all. Maybe. Because that kind of looked intentional. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, because usually you would see like if they miss it, they would like be still like going towards the trigger. Yeah. That kind of surprised me because that's a pretty fast spatula. If like you're in a pinch.
Yeah. He must. If that was intentional, he must have a master plan here and know for sure that he's not going to need it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't. It only takes a few extra seconds to unlock that warp.
Let's see what else can they do right now on the bingo sync.
Krusty Sock will probably be coming up soon.
Yeah, I think that's really like all they can do right now because a lot of these are going to require cruise boosting.
Yeah.
I do appreciate the 3 spatulas from Patrick. Like that's going to require. They're probably going to have to do that like after they get the all socks objectives.
Yeah, luckily there's a lot of socks on the board, so.
Yeah.
It's not too much of an inconvenience.
Curtis going for bathroom boost here. This is a pretty cool, like, ooh. Oh, that was
Very nice.
really clutch. Yeah, like basically you get damaged by the sleepy time enemy, and you like similar to oil skip, you have enough frames like to get the boost while also bashing, which you can use to like jump to the hot sauce, and you could theoretically get a 1 frame jump off of that. We probably should like I forgot to explain 1 frame jumps.
Yeah.
Basically, like after getting damaged, like at like the frame after SpongeBob's damage animation, the game acts as if he's in a grounded state, and so you can actually input like various jumps or various inputs like midair, whether it be like a jump to essentially get like a double jump, or like a bash to get like just a ton of extra distance, or you can even do a bubble bowl to just like bowl back into the water.
Yeah.
Lots of possibilities.
that same tech was used right before the sponge glide trick.
Yeah, to get like the tower sock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, both of them going for. I'm wondering if they're gonna go for Guppy Mount or just like Frosty Bungee on top of the lodge. Because Curtis is a little bit low on spats at this point.
I think Crawfish is at 38. Crawfish is probably just going to grab Frosty Bungee so that he can go to Krusty Krab and then get to late game. And then we'll likely grab top of the lodge going into Flounder Hill.
Yeah, these are like really inconvenient spatulas. Yeah. As far like,
and this is indeed what we're seeing so far. I'm not actually sure when Crawfish will elect to do Sand Mountain again, but if this was a more like standard run, like 100%, most runners choose to do that segment immediately after Robo-Patrick boss fight, because it's one of the hardest segments in the run. But this being a race, it's not necessary to plan for resets.
Yeah, Curtis going. Oh, okay, so he's going for swingers. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's hard to like say for like sure, but it seems like Craw has the lead right now because he is going into like industrial real quick.
A bit. Let's see. Is Curtis at? Is this gonna be Spatula 39?
I think 37 because I'm pretty sure I thought it was on the 36. Ooh, the chuck.
We'll see in a second.
Oh, he was about to hit the chuck. He's all the way up there. Oh, I hit the fodder right there. Got to get that combo. Oh, that was a really good turnaround lasso.
Nice. Yeah, so if you turn around like that, you can get a little bit of momentum on the oil to slide during the cutscene, which can save valuable time. Oh, he's doing a sock trade. Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's good. So he'll just have to get
he's not super far behind. Probably a minute 30 at most.
Yeah.
Because we do have to do the extended Krusty Krab here.
Yeah, like they've basically just like maximized all they can get in early game. They just did like slightly different routes to get there. So
yeah.
Yeah, I will say as a bingo runner,
another scary moment there.
I thought there was another one to the left. I was like, well, no. Yeah, you can get a max of like 6 pairs of underwear for your health bar, but you know the other 2 are kind of out of the way, especially without cruise boost. Like you'd have to like jump on the trampoline to get the one on top of the police station, and I don't think anyone really gets the 3rd one.
No, not usually.
Yeah. Yeah, but like right now, both of them are in or going to be going to Industrial Park, which is the second like major boss fight in the game. Yeah, about like a phase ahead. That's like not. That's not actually not too bad. Yeah.
Looks like SpongeBob's
Yeah,
in
it's
for a rough
close,
ride.
but
Actually, Craw has 6 socks. I'm just kidding. That doesn't really make too much of a difference.
not
I can just-
not obviously anyway.
Yeah, it's just kind of convenient if like you're running out of spats to get in the actual level. You can and like you have socks. You're like, oh, I can just trade those in and get the final couple.
What was Curtis's sock count at? Did you catch it?
1.
1, so it's a difference of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending on just how many socks we have, that the runners have to collect in addition to the normal like socks you get anyway, you could potentially see an extra Patrick spatula from Crawfish, but it's hard to tell at this point.
I think he's like 5 left in Goo Lagoon, like 5 left in JF Rocks. That's 10. The rest in like Kelp and 13. You can get Krabby Platforms sock probably, so 14, 15.
Yeah, if you're
So,
there,
like-
you may as well.
Yeah, like on the board around like 15. Oh, I was like, are they going for top of the lodge early game? But I forgot to mention it. So they'll go back with the
Yeah,
the
like I said, probably going into Flounder Hill.
yeah.
See that?
I really hope they do SM1C, but I don't know if I see it happening.
I mean, if you're going down the slide, there's at least the pipe sock could be a good sock to just grab.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to take the time to hit the sandman or not, though. So that was one sock that's not on the board, right? I don't think so.
Nah.
No, it's not. So that's a sock that you normally wouldn't get unless you have to go there. So socks like that, if they add up enough, Crawfish might be able to squeeze out an extra spatula.
Yeah, like as like both of us have played a lot of bingo with these two, and like Craw is really good at coming up with routes. So
For
he
sure.
might have some tricks up his sleeve.
That was a doozy.
But
All
yeah.
this fight is still oh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sorry. While this fight is still going on, can I plug a few small things right now for a moment?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Go for
it's
it.
a good time.
All right, great. So yeah, we're still raising money for Fred Hutch, and I want to remind everyone of the prizes that you can win during this event. If you make a total of $10 of donations during this event, you'll be eligible to win one of these amazing Bingothon mugs. Like they're, you can drink your coffee out of it, your tea, your milk. I don't know, whatever you like to drink. Just total of $10, and you'll be eligible for that prize. And if you donate a total of $20, you'll actually be eligible for a download code of Xenoblade Chronicles, a Definite Edition, just released like yesterday or 2 days ago. So if you want to get into that game, just a $20 donation in total, and you can win that. And that's the best way to spend Christmas, right? I'm still convinced it's Christmas today, like for sure. So yeah, if you want to be eligible for those prizes, make sure to get those remind. Besides, of course, supporting charity, like that's a nice added bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So we are seeing the LCB from Crawfish here. So basically, that trick is an example of a cruise boost, which you haven't really seen any. Well, you saw one earlier for Top of the Lodge. So the way a normal cruise boost works is by using the bubble bowl and the cruise missile on the same frame. The cruise missile will interrupt the bowling balls, the bubble bowl's animation, storing the acceleration from the bubble bowl. And if you do that against a flat surface like a wall with like a left or right stick angle, you can essentially double your movement speed in the forward direction, but only in the forward direction, because it's going to be constantly pushing you forward. So if you also walk, you can stack that. This LCB stands for Ledge Cruise Boost, and it's a very similar concept, but on specific terrain, like a ledge, where whenever you fall off that ledge, there's one frame where you have a very high amount of speed, and so if you bowl on that speed, it causes your bowling acceleration to be a lot larger than it normally would be, And so if you also cruise boost on that frame, then you can lock a very fast acceleration in.
Yeah. And it is like worth noting, like cruise boost movement. You're getting like basically moved so fast that you can't actually like go backwards while in that state. And with an LCB, like when you hold down on the controller, you're still being pushed forward, basically like at walking speed. And so it's really weird to control. But you know, these two have practiced it a ton. It's actually like a really precise trick to set up an LCB with, so like
Curtis is also going for it.
Yeah, Craw got it really quick. And right here, Craw is going for a really quick spatula for
nice
like
second try. It's really good.
Ooh, art skip.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh no, I thought you were talking about like he got second try LCB, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were talking about like second try like art skip, and I was like, oh no, we are getting spoilers. But yeah, basically like what Craw is doing right now is another tech called lag clipping. So basically, when you have a cruise boost and like you say like jump or fall onto a platform, the game stores your downward momentum. And like one like just property of the cruise missile or like the cruise bubble is that it gives you intangibility when you like activate it. And the result of that, when like you're or like one of the side effects is that when the game lags, you have downward momentum, you can actually clip through the ground. And the way that we lag the game is by repeatedly like pausing and we repeatedly pause and unpause the game, and that allows us to like clip under the ground. And right under Mrs. Puff is a like a debug trigger that tricks the game into thinking that we collected all 6 artwork pieces that you can see in the bottom left, which like is a really like kind of, you have to go like all over rock bottom in order to get them. Ooh, that was an unfortunate miss. Oh, is he going for the checkpoint? Oh, okay. That's actually
back up.
That's a great backup right there.
But
yeah,
that lag clip trick, specifically art skips, just another example of one of the many really sort of like intricate tricks that involve all of these different interacting glitches where it's really just lucky that they exist at all.
Yeah, it's like, you know, thank you renderware. It's fun.
Yeah.
To, the other SpongeBob game built on this engine, which is the SpongeBob movie, it actually also has a lag clipping technique that you can do with the guitar ability. But like since there isn't like a bubble bowl that gives you enough speed to do like a cruise boost, like we really only use it for like downward clipping and like upward clipping like under the ground, which is really helpful in different areas there.
So important note here is you see Curtis just re-enabled the hand here, which was an intentional thing, I believe.
Yeah.
Let's see, is lasers on the card or
he's got actually, yeah, what do you
yeah, I'm struggling to figure out why he did that actually.
Yeah,
maybe it was
no, not that. Well, actually, downtown streets all spats, you would have to get end of the road, and so it like would technically be faster with the route to do that. So basically, like this is something that like hundo runners typically do in downtown. They re-enable the hand because there's a lot of checkpoints that you can get by jumping around like downtown rooftops. But since like you are going really out of your way to get like a specific like a specific object, if you fall out of bounds and get taken out by Hans, it puts you back at that checkpoint, and then you can like go on to the next thing really quick. You'll see it better like once we get over there, or like once Curtis gets over there, but it's a really helpful tactic in hundo. It's just kind of hard to do in a bingo match where it's like where you have to like kind of make up your route along the way. Like, I'm interested to see how this goes. Like,
Crawfish having some issues, but finally gets that last.
Oh, going for the death warp. What?
Oh, is this
Is this VMS? No.
A little unsure why we saw the controller get unplugged there. Maybe it was not meant to happen.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's actually... I probably should have... Oh, no, that was an unfortunate miss. Yeah, okay, so that's the other thing that Curtis was doing with the hand-enabled. He did a cutscene skip in Krabby Patty platforms by bowling off of the map during... basically, like, you cancel out of the Squidward text box and then pause the game like right afterward, warp back to Krabby Patty platforms, and then right after a little bit of his text box plays, you basically just like bowl off of the map, and it like skips the cutscene. Oh, this is actually really difficult to back up if he misses
another
was
scary fight.
Yeah, it's like normally you have invincibility frames if you don't do the cutscene skip, and since he did it, if he had to reload, he wouldn't have had invincibility frames, making that.
Oh yeah, that's actually that's very true.
Krog going for rock.
So
skip.
that cutscene skip saves about 8 seconds, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's something around there. It is a pretty long cutscene.
So I guess that was slightly worth re-enabling the hand.
That was a weird art skip. Oh no!
You know, one thing Curtis is known for is being very precise with his timings and routings, so I'm sure he's calculated the few seconds of time saved there.
Yeah, he's definitely crunching numbers. But yeah, I'm guessing Craw is going to be going for Drain the Lake clip. This is another lag clip, but this one's like way more difficult because you're actually moving with a full speed cruise boost while doing it. So you have to... Oh,
it's not happening.
I'm actually kind of surprised. I thought he was going for it.
Yeah, me too. I'm
calling
there
Curtis
is a lag clip there.
Yeah, and Curtis is probably going to be going for it. No, that's funny. I'm kind of surprised about that because that's like a really fast spat to get on the way, because he's got to get like wait, what was the other thing in Jellyfish?
All socks and rock, Jellyfish rock, all socks, and Jellyfish rock, all spatulas too.
Okay, yeah, so it's all spats. Like it's funny because like a lot of the stuff in the entrance areas, like whether it be like the spatula that you get from Squidward in the entrance area, or the spatula that you get from Mrs. Puff at the Kelp Woods, all require you to go throughout the level. So even though it counts as like Jellyfish Rock, you have to go through like basically everything in order to get all spats.
Yeah, and if you blinked, you may have missed it there, but Crawfish was supposed to be the first boss of the game, King Jellyfish. Due to a developer oversight, though, you can actually hit King Jellyfish with the cruise missile to deal damage at any point during the fight, so you can just spam 3 missiles straight at him and win the fight very, very quickly. That's why we saved this fight for late game.
Yeah, and then what like Curtis was doing was like SpongeBob Museum. Normally you're supposed to do that level as Sandy and like hit a ton of, or you're supposed to do it as SpongeBob and like hit a ton of like buttons along the wall. But if you do cruise boosting, you can like get up to the like platform where that the tire swings are, jump on the laser wall, and then get iframes in order to get like the in order to like jump and grab onto the tire as it's going through the wall. It's like it makes it a really fast spatula than what it used to be with like Sandy Stream. Oh, were you about to say something?
No, I was wondering why he warped, but I get it now.
Yeah. Oh no, Curtis going for the signature like warp strat, but he missed it. Unfortunate. Yeah, normally like when you do save the children, like you can avoid a checkpoint there, die after getting the spatula from Mrs. Puff, and then immediately warp back over to here to do Sandcastle Sock and like mode out of bounds, which can be really helpful. But you know, still,
and what we're
not
what we're about to see Crawfish do is a very precise and interesting jump. Very nice,
really clean.
So, as you guys can see, that jump you land in the goo, so like really you think it shouldn't be possible, but it is.
Yeah.
There's a little spot there on the edge of the island that the goo doesn't harm you.
Yeah, I still don't get it. It's so precise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Crawfish did the bash method there, which can make it a little bit more forgiving.
Yeah, no, it's like Flux tried to show me how to do it a while ago, but I still just couldn't get it. I don't know.
It definitely takes some practice. It's not free.
All right, all socks have been collected from Goo Lagoon on both players' screens. Let's go.
Nice.
Both of them are in Tiki's Go Boom. Oh, a little bit of trouble getting up there, but Curtis. Ooh. Oh no, the camera lock is not gonna go out of bounds, but like that's kind of weird.
Yeah. Usually, even if you do go out of bounds with the camera lock there, you're not out for very long, so you can save it.
Yeah. Oh, going for the bash setup. Oh, that's hype.
I love that trick when it works.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it's also worth noting, like.
Oh
yeah.
So we'll see another backup strat here. Clean.
Yeah, I was gonna say like in all like the levels, there's like there's like minor collectibles. Like in this level, it's all the steering wheels because they have gone missing. So I gotta evacuate downtown Bikini Bottom during this robot ambush. Oh, that was actually a really sick button press. I thought it was gonna overshoot.
Is it okay if I just interject shortly?
Sure. Oh yeah, you good.
Yeah, so we're swapping around hosting shifts right now, so me and Shadow Frost are going to be signing out, but we are leaving you in the more than capable hands of Palmy, so it's been great, and we'll see you for our next shift, which is in... My next shift is in about 24 hours, so yeah.
Alright. So you see both of the runners making their way through rooftops here now, which is a very movement-intensive section of the run. There's lots of very not necessarily precise, but just sort of like long jumps and stuff that you have to make, and
like
checkpoints to grab.
Yeah. Because this was supposed to be a level, or this is meant to be a level that you do as Sandy. So there's like a lot of like really long jumps that you're supposed to use with like the lasso ability. But we skipped it.
Fell off there. Was that?
Oh,
that was not intentional.
Yeah, I think he may have. That may have been a good thing because.
Oh, we're disabling the hand here. First try. Okay, that's a very precise trick timing wise. There's it's not exactly known how precise it is, but most people say it's either a 1 frame or a 2 frame. Either way, it's very precise. So getting that first try, you might not have noticed. Like we said before, if you enter a new level with the hand on screen, it disables it. That actually happened right there, but it was so quick that the hand was considered to be on screen. You just couldn't actually see it yet. So the hand is now disabled.
Yeah, that was really hype. And you can see that like since Crawfish went to Sea Needle, or since Curtis went to Sea Needle, he has all of the needed steering wheels. So Craw still has to go to Sea Needle and get the last 4. Or I guess there's 3, but there's 4 total on the way when you do that route. But yeah, oh, he's waiting for the fodder, going for the manipulation. Alright, yeah, Curtis actually taking the lead here. This is gonna give him since Craw basically
at
has
least
to
on the bingo board. Crawfish does have more spatulas, which you do have to finish the game to actually complete the thing. So
yeah, this will give a bit of an advantage on the board at least. Yeah, because really Curtis might actually be able to like get another one in the meantime because he just has to do like JF Rock all sucks, so he just has to get a
which is happening right now. So
yeah. Oh dang, both of them going for it, getting it.
making it look easy.
I just don't get it. Okay, so yeah, I think Curtis is just. Oh, that's a good idea. I think Curtis is just gonna go to the rest of the like the rest of Jellyfish Fields.
Yeah,
and then...
this is actually one thing you have to remember. Jellyfish Fields here is actually a fairly long level to get through, and there's not a lot of objectives on the board for it. So Crawfish has already gone through this level, which explains why Curtis could have pulled ahead on the bingo board a little bit.
Oh yeah, that's true. There's a lot to keep track of. Although that was actually a really smart move from Craw to just like get the going for the swag. Yeah, the spatula interrupts the cruise bubble animation, so you can like input a cruise missile before collecting it without losing any time.
Unless you're not actually standing where it spawns, and then you just look dumb. Never a fun time.
And Crawl already has like 60 spats. That's gonna be help. Like he can go into Dutchman right now, but he's opting to go to Kelpwoods first, get a start on doing like all spatulas.
Yeah, I feel like this will be another long segment.
Yeah, I feel like he could have gone for CCA. Like
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, basically like. Do you have a good explanation of CCA? Because I haven't really done.
Yeah,
I haven't run it before. Yeah,
I've never really utilized it, but I pretty much understand how it works.
Yeah.
Basically, like Jack mentioned earlier, every level has a secondary collectible, and in Kelp Forest, they are the campers. But the thing is, those collectibles are kind of like stored, I guess, like in sort of like the same spot of the game or something, and the game just sort of like when you enter different levels, like changes which one it's like looking at. If that makes any sense. Basically, what this allows you to do is you can go to a level that has equal or more secondary objectives as another level, such as Downtown, which has the 11 wheels. And then you can actually transfer that counter temporarily to another level. So what you'll see with CCA, which is collectible counter abuse, you can get at least 6 wheels from Downtown, and then while you're talking to Puff at Downtown, or Mrs. Puff at Downtown, you have to actually be like in her like talking range, as far as I know. You can then warp to another level that has Miss Puff that you can actually spawn in her talking range, like Kelp Forest. And if you activate the cruise missile on the first frame that level loads, it like stores the counter for a little bit, so you can talk to Mrs. Puff there, and she thinks you found all the campers, even though you really didn't.
Yeah,
a very weird trick, but that it's fun when you see it happen. I don't know if we'll see it today though.
Yeah, because they've already gotten like
it is frame perfect after all.
Yeah, like the best level to do it from is Downtown, and they've already gotten 11 steering wheels. So a little unfortunate, but you know, next time if Parrot ends up doing a marathon run, bingo, he'd totally go for it. It's a very Parrot thing to do.
What Crawfish is going for here is considered to be one of the hardest parts about Kelp Forest in 100%. It's trying to climb this vine using a cruise boost, because you have to land on top of it in a very small area, and then you can bash up the wall, which is Crawfish's stream dying?
Yeah, on my end it's like cutting out a bit.
Oh no. Well, that's sad because that's a hype
no.
trick. But at the top of that wall, there is one of 6 power crystals, and by collecting it in that way, you skip having to switch to Patrick to like move a bunch of tikis around and like activate the tiki pressure plate thing. It saves quite a lot of time.
Yeah.
Um,
Although, like, as far as Curtis's stream goes, though, he's just doing the regular movement for Hundo. This is actually like probably like one of my favorite like sections of like 100%. It's just it's so much fun going through entrance area and kelp. Yeah, I'm just gonna reload the multi Twitch, see if cross streams back up.
oh, I see it.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So he just got the power crystal spatula.
Yeah.
Little unfortunate you couldn't see that. There's a lot of cool movement for that. One of which involves going out of bounds to collect a crystal from out of bounds, which is a very precise jump you have to make, and if you miss it, you lose a lot of time. But I would be willing to bet he did not miss it, considering he wasn't gone for that long and did get the spatula.
Yeah. Also, both of them are tied on like on the objectives.
The timer.
Like yeah, like the bingo board. Like they both have the same exact.
Oh, that. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna be interesting to see who pulls ahead here because it's still pretty tight. Crawfish definitely has the spatula advantage, but we'll see. We'll see how much of a difference that makes when there's still more objectives to complete.
Yeah, I mean, Curtis is kind of caught up a bit. Like he's at 66. They both have 27 socks. So
having extra spatulas doesn't mean anything if you end up with too many. So.
Oh, I thought Curtis was gonna go for the one frame.
Not
back
that that's gonna happen. But...
Okay. You can get a one frame jump to get up to that like the mouth there, and then just like jump up to the last crystal. I didn't know you could actually cruise boost there. Yeah, it is worth noting that you can't really cruise boost on every single like wall in the game. If it's like curved, you can't really do it.
I didn't see it. Did Crawfish get the bowling sock? He marked the objective.
I think he did.
I'm not sure if he got that.
Yeah. Is he gonna like? I don't know if he'll go.
I'm gonna.
He'll definitely see the chat in Bingo Sync.
I messaged his Twitch chat too.
Oh yeah.
It looked like you missed it. But I'm not sure. Regardless, we are seeing him do the Krabby platforms, floating Krabby Patty platforms.
Ooh. Oh, that's unfortunate.
I missed it. What happened? He's having to.
Yeah, he missed the leftmost one because.
Right. Did he get like intercepted?
Oh wait, what happened? It looked like he missed like a duplicatotron there. Oh, it's kelp all spat.
Oh, did we? Oh.
Oh.
we okay. Never mind.
Wanted a quick interjection here. Our tech wanted me to ask you guys if there's the option of bringing a runner into live if you need.
No, we're good. Yeah, we just we cleared it up with Craw. We just thought that like he missed a sock that was needed for an objective, but we misread it.
It was actually us. We were dumb.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Sorry about that.
All right. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. No, because like that like always happens. Like you'll like one of us will just like Oh, he was going for the bingo strat there. Like I alluded to at the start of the run.
Oh,
You
yeah,
basically
did.
like instead of goo tanker, like going over to there, you do a bash and then a jump ground pound. Oh, okay, I think he's going for the Kraw's going for the safer strat to get over to there. Go on like the like broken ship thing.
Alternate movement. Ooh, that was also close. Would have been recoverable, but still.
Yeah. The chuck right there is so scary because like there really isn't much many places to move to get out of the way.
So Crawfish skipped both of those spatulas. Interesting, because that one at the ending there is like free. So I mean, he's got 3 spatulas worth of socks, which will put him at 72. You need 3 more. I guess you're about to get one of those 3. There's one at the end of this level, and then you have to get aloft there. So yeah, I guess it makes sense. Yeah, that's you.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely
calculated perfectly.
Yeah.
Oh, and the spatula counts are now even. It looks like we'll see Curtis have to do some extra graveyard spats though, unless there's another spatula that we're forgetting about.
No, it's just 2 and 3 Patrick spats. What if that happened and then we just like compounded them so that like, we'd have to get 5 Pat spats in total? Like you couldn't like. Honestly, I think that's the move from now on.
That'd be funny.
But we're not gonna switch up the bingo rules like mid race.
Hey, we just pop. Hey, you guys gonna get 20 more socks, by the way.
I don't know, I think that'd be pretty fun because like we've had matches where like I think we've gotten like 3, 2, and 1 Pat spats.
Is it possible to like change the seating so that one can't show up if the other's there?
I don't think so because they are completely randomized, so that's like bound to happen at some point.
I know another thing with the cards is with the crab spatulas, it's not exactly optimized for SBA.
Yeah.
Because the game has evolved since some of these objectives were made.
Yeah, but like Kraw's already done with Dutchman, handing in his final spats for Patrick and going off to the Chum Bucket Lab.
Definitely a really solid run from Crawfish here.
That was unfortunate for Curtis.
Yeah, very unfortunate. But we're looking at this could be a 108 or 107. Sorry.
Yeah, we've been like doing a couple matches, like, or at least like earlier today, like Square and I participated in a 90% bingo match. It was really fun, but like we averaged around like a 110, 113 in that area. So like on pace for 107. That's really solid.
Oh yeah,
just got to get a good fast brain. The strat is crazy. Oh yeah, we probably should have explained since we didn't go to prawn skip, but like above every single boss fight, there's a debug trigger that if you jump into it, it like ends the boss fight right there.
Except for Robo Sandy and Robo Patrick.
Yeah. So that allows us to skip the entirety of phase 1 for Chum Bucket Lab, and then this is a fast brain with like a.
Will we see the 107? It's gonna be close.
Yeah, it's.
This might just be 108 flat.
Yeah, timing ends on the final hit of the final
the third fuse
break. Ooh, I don't know if it's gonna be it. I think it might be like a really low 108. Oh, barely got that ledge grab. All right,
one more.
Timing ends on time. There it is. Wait, I'm watching the stream.
Oh, it wasn't. It was 108.
Dang.
Oh man, GG.
03.
That's still really
108.03 for Crawfish. Yeah, very, very solid.
Yeah, Curtis is still Curtis really isn't that far behind. Like he just has to get aloft and then hand in his Patrick spats. So probably like a 2 to 2.5 minute difference. So I mean that's really good. Like we were afraid we were gonna get like a bingo board that had like Sand Mountain all spats and Sand Mountain all socks, which would immediately add like 10 minutes to the run. But that was really solid.
Yeah. For sure, impressive. Yeah, coming well below the estimate.
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, I'm just trying to think of questions for the post-match interview. Because I was like pretty interested. How Craw's here. Congrats, Craw. Great job.
Yeah, big
Thank
GG.
you.
Very solid run.
Yeah, too bad I forgot Kelp Bullsock.
Oh, it's all good. that was like totally our bad.
No.
It's like the classic.
good.
We both made the mistake.
Yeah.
No, that's all good. That was a fun seed, though. A lot of fun stuff in that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
I
was
really
like-
liked watching the route. That was.
It was just like nothing from early game. It was like all like it was almost like all late game stuff.
Yeah, there were a couple of mid-game stuff, but that's basically it, because there was so many, like, all socks or stuff like that. Oh my goodness. I always hate seeing End of the Road is on a seed. That's so painful.
I like to note, like, it was really interesting. Both of you did pretty much the same route. Just a little bit of deviation. Not necessarily the same order, but like same objectives, same like non-bingo card objectives. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I kind of noticed that, because I was, like, hitting some of those objectives, and I saw Curtis hitting them right behind me, or maybe even slightly
Yeah,
ahead of
you're
me.
like pretty close. I know you guys put Jellyfish Fields too in very different locations, which briefly put Curtis in the lead on the board. But like we said to the stream, that Jellyfish Fields is a very long level, and it didn't have very many objectives at all on this board.
Oh, Curtis going for fast brain. He could probably close out a 110 here. Oh, going for VMS.
Yeah?
My God.
Nice.
You gotta do it.
VMS is
And getting
there.
and time. Oh no, missed time.
Time.
He
There we
missed
go.
the bash.
Oh,
All right.
Yep.
So that was a 110. Something. I didn't see 110.53. Nice.
Yo, what's up, Curtis? GG.
GG.
GG, Curtis.
Solid runs from both of you.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, was that a consistent run for you? That was really consistent for me until Graveyard.
Pretty much. The only thing I was really unhappy about, I guess, was early game. I just missed a couple stuff in early game, but that was pretty much it. I think we both. I played pretty well. I'm assuming you played pretty well too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I was
you
pretty
both
happy
put on good performance.
I
Yeah,
actually
I'm
have a
happy
question
with that.
about your. I have a question about your early game craw. I noticed that you had, I think, like 18 spatulas out of Poseidon. Were you like intending? To do
No,
that,
I
or just, like, happy after?
I only realized afterwards that it would have probably been optimal for me to leave the jellyfish stuff for late, but by that point, I might as well have gotten the stuff, so it just worked out like that. Although it did allow mid-game to be really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, your mid game was a lot faster than mine.
Just gonna see a nut glide for the fans here.
Oh yeah. Dude, we're going to the Rocket, man.
Oh, you going to the rocket?
Rocket
That's
Man.
the stuff.
If you guys remember, we talked about the acorn checkpoint in the middle of the run. Before that was utilized, this tech here was utilized to get onto the acorn instead.
The wheel is at
Um,
the exact perfect height for you to land from this on the acorn.
Curtis is not going to the acorn though. There are more illustrious goals. I'm gonna go to space.
Shouts to NASA %.
The
Classic.
best meme category that never was.
One can dream. Yeah. Any other interesting routing things you can think of to ask about?
See, I was
Oh yeah,
like,
I was gonna ask Curtis, what was the deal with you doing the swingers so late? Is that just like
scrolls?
Oh, okay.
They used menu scrolls to do it before Patrick trades.
Oh, I never knew that. I guess that makes sense.
I posted about that route in the Discord like a while ago, but nobody does it.
Oh, Oh no, never mind.
It's for 100%. Like, obviously, 8% was different.
I was gonna bring up the hand disable, but then I remembered Krabby Patty platforms.
That was a very smart hand disable. Like that was really well played.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you mean enable or do you mean disable?
I think we may have mixed up. The disable on Lighthouse was very slick.
Yeah.
I almost forgot about it. I would have straight up forgot to do that if I didn't like fall off that platform.
Oh yeah, really? Because we were watching that, we are like, I don't think you meant to do that.
I don't know why it didn't zoom in and keep me on there, but you know, whatever.
Yeah,
See, I had another question, but I can't remember. Oh yeah, were either of you planning, or did either of you want to go for SM1C?
No, hell no.
We didn't need the socks, so like.
I mean, it would have been sick, you know.
I mean, I was worried I would accidentally start doing it in the first place. That was what I was worried about.
When I got that LCB like third try, I was like popping off.
Yeah,
that was second.
That was really good.
Because I've never.
You guys
done
both
quickly.
did really well on the LCB. It was hype. We had to convince chat that it's actually a hard trick.
Yeah,
I took the slide kind of safe because I didn't want to like fall off and have to walk back or reload, but. Yeah. I think this format of bingo is a lot better than the one we did the last time Bob was in a bingo-thon.
Yeah, it's definitely it gives you more time to figure out like your game plan, which I like.
I think it's more satisfying. That's how I describe it. It's not of course like as fast paced, but like there's some more like long term routing and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a lot to take into account when you're running this.
It's nice to bring that routing balance of like early, mid, and late game to bingo.
Yeah.
The routing in this game has always been one of my favorite parts. So I'm happy that a format like this exists, where on-the-fly routing is a big part of it.
Yeah, it really challenges the runners to like every little bit of their knowledge on the game.
I love seeing how other people approach bingo boards and stuff. It like gives you so many ideas of like, oh, that would have been so smart or stuff like that. That's one of the things that's so great about bingo. Is just knowing all the ways you can do things and how creative some people get with it.
Yeah, for sure, because this game is so open with the routing that really almost any set of like any ordering will work. You just have to sort of juggle like which ordering is gonna be the best, and that's the challenge. It's that mental math while you're also doing the run.
Yeah, exactly. So how much time do we got on here before they gotta go to the next run?
We are really far ahead of schedule, so
whoa.
We could even give you guys another 5 to 10 minutes if you guys want to show off anything, be it glitches or
strats
or
a
anything.
cheat percent race.
Let's do a quick cheat percent race.
Oh my god.
Yo, I'm down.
He said up to 5 minutes. Excuse me.
It's just
cheat
percent
percent
no more than
quicker than
3.
that.
Yeah, it's like 3 minutes.
All right, go
worth.
for it. Yeah,
Cruise
go
control
for
or
it.
no cruise control?
I'm using cruise control.
All right, well,
Alright,
I guess I don't even know the code for it.
Putting you guys on the spot here.
on, I'm gonna look up the
Exhibition
code.
race. So, cheat percent is essentially any percent if all the in-game cheat codes were allowed.
All right,
So-
they're going to update the node CG, so we'll be just a second. I'm waiting on the tech queue to let us know that we can start your little quick race.
All right, I have the codes pulled up. I can do this now.
What is the quick category name?
It's called cheat percent.
Well, it's in-game codes, any percent now.
All right, well, yeah. I mean, more commonly known as cheat percent.
I guess either it's fine.
Yeah.
It used to be known as cheat percent.
All right, he says we are good to start.
All
right.
All right, runners ready?
Ready?
Jack, you want to count them down this time?
All right, yeah. 3, 2, 1, go.
Do you want me to mute so you don't have echo?
And
mic.
we're off. Halfway.
There we go. Yeah, so basically, both runners are going to be inputting all the codes. There's basically like 80 inputs that you got to do in a really short amount of time. So there's like 80. You input 80 spats so you can get into Chum Bucket, the Cruise Bubble and Bubble Bowl so you can do cruise boosting, and then the Cruise Control cheat code so that you can do like really fast cruise boosts. Or not, they don't increase the speed, but like they allow you to going for.
They increase the animation speed. Is that what you're talking about? Cruise control?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, so that's what was happening with the game being paused there.
Yeah.
You could probably hear it.
Yeah, Craw's going to be going for what we call like hub glide. It's basically a like a sponge glide that levitates, and you can ground pound on a. Oh, let's go! You can ground pound on a really like tight part of, or like a really small part of the invisible wall that Poseidon has, and you can ground pound back into the level and just go immediately to Chum Bucket. Then by doing another, okay, I thought Curtis was gonna go for the RCB. I'm gonna do fast brain just like we were in the at the end of the 90% run. So
yeah, so timing will end the same way.
Yeah.
Oh, does Crawfish not know the hub one glide?
I don't want. I feel like that's a lot more consistent.
I mean, yeah, but this is cheap percent, you know.
Yeah, whatever.
All right, Curtis has the lead going into fast brain. Can he pull it out?
Will SpongeBob be able to neutralize the giant
All right, gets the
robot
RCB.
brain?
And he's on the TV screen.
That's clean. Inside.
Both runners
Just has
having
3
a little bit of
fuses in
trouble
front of
with
him.
the sponge skip. No pressure. Oh,
2
he's
out of
going
3
for,
fuses.
He's going. Or timing coming up. Time.
And yeah, time. That was very good.
That was actually like a sick.
That's
run
like a
besides
solid
cheats.
run. That might have been. What was that?
GG.
218 or 219? Like, yeah, that's yeah.
I had to stop in the middle of inputting
solid.
cheats because I had the tab closed for the cheats.
Oh, you had the
I think you matched
I
my
looked them up
PB there.
because I didn't know the cruise control.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, the timer on stream didn't reflect it, but when he was able to hit it on his side, it was 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, because I think we went off of like Crawfish's like start time, so there was like a little bit of delay there. So yeah, that's definitely more accurate.
What if I just submit this run or this VOD to the boards for a cheat percent?
Is it a PB?
Well, I did one run
just
on
PB
Wii that
on
was like a
live?
311.
So live
So, yeah.
PB, nice.
Let's go.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Everyone got to witness a live PB.
Nice. Good job, guys.
Yeah, and I guess that's it for battle. Like I don't have anything else to say.
There's a lot of resources on YouTube and speedrun.com and in our community Discord if you're interested in learning this game.
And the community website, bfbb.site.
Yeah, if you want to read up, I mean, I'm guessing like a lot of you already know about Bingo, but like Square and I wrote the like all of the Bingo objectives descriptions on the. So that was a fun project. Oh. And like Craw and Curtis also helped out a ton with like the content on the website. So we've been like all 4 of us have been like really active in the community. And if you're curious about it, there's a lot of resources as mentioned previously. So yeah.
All right, I guess that's it from us. Thank you guys for having us.
Hey, thanks for coming to our event, man. We appreciate it. And thanks for being on comms.
No problem.
No problem.
And with that, we'll go ahead and transition to our break.
All right, sounds good. See you guys.
See ya.
All right, well, I gotta say that was a fantastic game. It's always nice to see a SpongeBob game get played in a marathon. Speaking of awesome things about the marathon, we still have our Bingothon mugs that are going to be provided by us, the staff, at the minimum donation of $10, and we still got the Xenoblade Chronicles, the definitive edition download code for a minimum donation of $20. So if you'd like to have some awesome games to play yourself, as well as checking out some of our other merch, feel free to throw in a donation. All of the donations do go to Fred Hutch. We get none of it. None of it goes even through us. It goes straight to their PayPal. For those who don't know who Fred Hutch is, they are researchers researching the coronavirus as well as other viruses to help find vaccines for them. A means of how they do that is they're using the coronavirus DNA from crowdsourcing, if you will, basically from people around the world and from scientists around the world collaborating together, and experts at Fred Hutch and the University of Basel, based in Switzerland, are tracking how the virus is changing as it moves through people to people in countries using an open source platform called NextStrain. And NextStrain is a fantastic open source project where they can all share their data with each other, and hopefully soon they will be able to find a vaccine. With that out of the way, we do have some good bid wars that are also coming on up. We still have the Lego Batman 1, the bonus level, with the Wayne Manor, with $15 up to go. Toho Luna Knights, the Curious Server Corridor Silver, still has $40 up to go. And some Terraria, the character name, which if you'd like to have a fantastic character name, you're eligible to do that. So far we have a handful, including my favorite one currently going, which is Rahaj is a Good Monster, $25. And if you want to submit your own, go ahead and type in the exclamation mark incentives and you can see what those are. And that's about all I got right now. So we're going to go ahead and get loaded up for the next run. And you guys will hear from us when we are ready to do so. So sit tight, get ready for some more hype, and we'll be with you with more bingo in a sec. All right, without further ado, we got our next run coming on up right on at you. So if you went on to stay tuned, we got some Paper Mario with Icewind and Butterlord 120 coming right at you. So with that in mind, let's get into the next one.